Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and this is going to be another live review. I know it's been a forever long time since we've done a review on WWE product. For me, this will probably be the last review for a while because I'm not too sure when I'm gonna watch another pay-per-view again because I gave this season a chance because hey, it's WrestleMania season. I mean, I didn't really see WrestleMania live, but I seen it a little. I seen it tonight. I watched NXT Takeover. I watched half a couple days ago, and I watched the rest of it tonight. And then I also watched WrestleMania 33, which we do a review on a little bit later on the night. And that'll be probably after this review, or maybe a little bit more after. I don't know, but we wanted to do this video first because we had seen this first and talk about NXT Takeover Orlando. Now, this is a pay-per-view that I was thoroughly impressed with, and real quick, for me, I definitely thought that Takeover was better than WrestleMania. And I know it's like, well, what do you mean, man? It's WrestleMania. I understand that, but it's like NXT Takeover. Every match was amazing. Like every match, every single match, I freaking loved to death. WrestleMania, you had really good matches, but they weren't, at least in my opinion, they weren't up to the stature of NXT Takeover Orlando's. But I'm really excited to do this review again. I'm excited to get back into the, things of doing reviews again. And of course, I am also joined by Colton.
What's
And seeing this pay per view was really cool because I did not see it. I missed it, and unfortunately, I missed it. Really, the only WWE stuff I'm checking out right now is NXT because I told myself, I'm like, if Roman beats Undertaker, that's the last straw for me in WWE. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of a break for a while just to see if it's going better. And honestly, guys, I haven't been watching too much Raw or SmackDown because I don't know. Whenever I watch it, there's just not much going on, and the storylines the storylines are just not going that well.
This Raw's gonna be exciting. It's the shakeup. They're shaking things up now.
Yeah, it's just like the point of time like where it's after WrestleMania. It's time to hype the crowd back up again, and it's a good time to be watching Raw. But there's just a little bit of problems with Raw and SmackDown. Like Raw being 3 hours long, and SmackDown is actually a decent show to watch. Like I could watch SmackDown as a time waster. I can watch that more of a time waster than Raw because if I watch Raw, I think Raw boring. Like I'm sitting there and you have all these little tiny matches going on, and you have so many commercial breaks, and it's over 3 hours long. And I don't know, watching Monday Night Raw like every week, yeah, I was watching it every week for a long time. Like I just was seriously back in 2016. I think I seen almost every single Raw and SmackDown. That's how dedicated I was to watching it. But after doing that for so long, it's just a very tight schedule to keep on because I didn't want to lose the storyline. I wanted to keep up to date with it. But the thing is, when you're watching 3 hours of Raw, and then they made SmackDown Tuesday night, so you guys stay up about, I don't know, an hour or two. Was it about an hour or 2?
Mm-hmm.
About an hour or two the next night, which wouldn't be that bad. Be over by 10 o'clock. But still, it's like I don't know, man. No, actually, I think Raw will be over by 10 o'clock. Or maybe 11 o'clock. I'm not too sure.
Raw's over mostly by 11.
Yeah. So SmackDown would be like, what, 9 or 10?
10. Mostly 10.
Yeah. But Colton and Nash recommended this pay-per-view to me, and I was like, sure, I'll check it out. It's NXT. I love NXT. Right now, I'm a bigger fan of NXT than the main roster because it's just in general a better thing. Like watching NXT is much more interesting. Triple H is running the place, so it's got some interesting stuff going on as far as storylines go. You got some amazing wrestlers in there like Shinsuke, which is now debuting on SmackDown. And also, you also have the Perfect 10 Ty Dillinger, who's also on SmackDown now. But it's interesting to see the newcomers coming to NXT and see how they just replace and they just sort of grow along. I mean, the same thing happened when Adam Rose left and Bo Dallas left and when Seth Rollins left. When they all left and Sammy left. I mean, when Finn Balor left, I was like, that's pretty much that generation of NXT leaving. But it was interesting seeing all these really cool characters come into play and debut. You know, people like, I really enjoyed, who was it? Arrival.
Yeah.
Really enjoy Arrival, but they've been around for a while, but really enjoy them. I really enjoyed the,
Sanity.
I'm trying to think of the Samoan tag team.
Oh God.
What they're good wrestlers, but we'll get to that later. But I thought they were like
Hold on. I got the photo
powerhouses.
right here.
Yeah, they're probably on there.
Authors of Pain.
The Authors of Pain. That's exactly what the name is. Like, I swear I've heard that name before on a solo wrestler. Like they call them the Author of Pain. And I'm like, when I heard a tag team called Authors of Pain, I'm like,
Wait a minute.
that's a very deja vu moment. But I think overall, before we get into the matches, just really impressed with NXT Takeover. A lot of energy was put into this pay-per-view, a lot of passion and time, and I thought it turned out to be great. I give the show earlier in this review, I heard to give the show about 7 or no, maybe even 8 or 9 stars out of 10. Maybe 9 stars out of 10.
It was definitely enough.
Yeah, 9 stars out of 10. Or wait, I forgot. Do we do 10 stars or 5 stars?
We do 9. We do the matches by 5, and then we do the whole.
The whole pay-per-view by 10. I remember that now. So, what would you say about NXT Takeover? I know, man. It feels weird. I look back on it. It's been 7 months since the last pay-per-view that we reviewed.
That was SummerSlam.
SummerSlam, guys. Freaking SummerSlam. And actually, I think we're about to hit the 1 year mark. Because if you think about it, they're talking about Payback right now. And we reviewed Payback a year ago. So once Payback hits, it'll be a year ago that we talked about Payback. So it's very interesting to see how many pay-per-views stuff we talked about over the years. And, I will be reviewing Payback and all that because I don't know. I don't really watch those smaller pay-per-views anymore. Really, the only pay-per-views I watch is SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania. The big ones, the ones that everybody pretty much watches and it catches everybody's attention. The big ones, the ones that are the eye catchers and the event makers and stuff like that. So I'll be watching SummerSlam. I'll be watching Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania. But I will not be reviewing like Payback and TLC and Extreme Rules. It's hard to keep up with that stuff.
TLC is actually a good pay-per-view.
Yeah, but it's hard to keep up with those pay-per-views. Like, to review a pay-per-view every single month and also talk about horror movies and to see horror movies every single month and also to do the reviews for wrestling and horror movies and then also to keep on watching Raw and SmackDown. Like, literally, I was going, like, mentally insane watching WWE that much. Because, like, I was, like, trying to do one thing at a time, but then at the same time, I was trying to balance it all and do things. But, I think right now, I got it all organized, trying to just make it to where, okay, it's a big pay-per-view, then I'll watch it. If it's it's Battleground, I'm like, well, Battleground. Night of Champions, oh, well, that's just where, the titles get exchanged from one person to the next in one night. I mean, that's just what happens. But
maybe if you show me how to do this, this kind of karate thing, I'll review them by myself, like the smaller ones.
Yeah, Colt was actually talking about that, guys. He did tell me he wanted to start his channel, so if you guys are interested in seeing like monthly reviews on the pay-per-views, because I can't really watch them monthly because they're about 3 hours apiece. Most of the time, I'm not at my house, or if I am at my house, I'm chilling and relaxing and watching and binge watching horror movies and playing games. And then I'll hear about a pay-per-view going on. It's like, a couple of my friends like, "Where are you gonna watch it?" I'm like, nah. And even like WrestleMania this year, it's like, which we'll get into that later on, because I know that's WrestleMania, but the hype for it. Just gonna say it, the hype. Oh my god. But
no hype.
There's no hype for it at all. Like, that was literally the most underhyped WrestleMania I've ever seen.
And it was one of the best ones in years.
I mean, it's so crazy how if they would have hyped it more, I think I would have been more interested in seeing it. But to not hype it, it's just like, it's crazy because I don't have interest in seeing 32 because I heard 32 was a bad WrestleMania. But then from some people I've heard it was okay, but mostly I heard negative reviews on it. But this WrestleMania, we'll get that later. But I can say that I liked it as a pay-per-view. I think I liked it as a whole. But Colton, what did you think of NXT Takeover 2017 Orlando, Florida?
It was amazing. Like I loved it. It was so. It had you on the seat. The fans were into
Absolutely.
it. The people, the wrestlers were into it. You could tell like the wrestlers were all like getting into it. Like they're like, oh, we're gonna do this. We're gonna get paid, and we're gonna either get cheered or booed, but we're gonna not care because we're actually having good times. It's not like we're getting jobbed by freaking Roman Reigns nonstop, or like we just get jobbed nonstop by somebody like poor old Sammy, losing every day, losing every Monday Night Raw.
Poor Sammy. Still poor Sammy. Been saying that for a while.
Push Sammy. We gotta get that hashtag going. Push Sammy.
Yeah, hashtag poor Sammy. We gotta get him rolling, guys. He has to main event WrestleMania.
And Neville. Neville must main event.
And Neville. They could pull it off. Just have a Fatal 4 match between Neville, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Finn Balor. Or you could have it to where it's a 6-man pinfall elimination match. Yeah, sort of like that. But how they used to do the old school battle royals with elimination by Finn?
Yeah.
Well, have that and have Shinsuke, Finn, Sammy. You could have also Kevin. You could also have Neville. And how many are we at right now? Yeah, and Ty Dillinger. Or if Ty Dillinger gets injured, which I'm really, 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 really hoping he does not, because Ty Dillinger is an awesome wrestler. But if you can't get Ty Dillinger, then no, not Roman, Samoa Joe, or whoever else debuts.
No. So
Samoa Joe would be good though.
You don't like the one Samoa, but you like the other one?
Wait, Samoa Joe?
Yes. You don't like Roman Reigns, but you like Samoa Joe?
Hey, Samoa Joe's a good wrestler, and he's a good character, and he doesn't talk like this when he's on the microphone. Like, hey guys, I'm gonna be the champion.
So, my fault.
That's for later on though.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, it has. Got through watching NXT Takeover the rest of it, which is about what?
An hour.
Yeah, about an hour left, and then we got through freaking 6 hours of Mania, and I don't know how you guys out there who watched it live. That's another big reason why I don't watch it live is because you got to sit through so much stuff. When it's live, it's over 7 hours long.
Yeah, I watched it live.
And yeah, it's just and you can't skip the pre-show unless you just not watch it.
Or you just not into it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The pre-show, I know it happened in the pre-show, but I didn't get into that. But I know the NXT Takeover had a pre-show, but honestly, that's the only pre-shows I'm interested in seeing the Takeover ones.
We didn't watch the
Well, I know, but that's the only one that sparked my attention. Like the main roster's pre-shows are just jibber jabber, in 3 or 4 matches. Not 4, 3 matches probably. 4 matches is too much for pre-show. But yeah. So what's the first match we got in the card, man?
It was Ty Dillinger, Roderick Strong, Cassidy Ono, and Ruby Riott versus Sammy. And Sammy took the W in this, and I thought it was a great match to kick off the show. It was no pun intended, but a phenomenal match.
Definitely a phenomenal one. One of those phenomenal ones. You guys see where we're going with that. But
wink, wink.
Yeah, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. No, but it was a great match. Some phenomenal moves, some phenomenal. No, I was joking. No, it was a fantastic match. It was great. It was a great kickoff to the show, energizing kickoff. Got you right into. It's like a roller coaster. Got you right into the ride.
Yeah, because you didn't know who was gonna win.
Exactly.
Oh,
it was so
suspenseful.
gonna
win, or Sandy's gonna win, or Ty Dillinger. I mean, it just keep going up and down, but it was a good match, and I'm actually glad I actually decided to talk myself into watching it, because I always say, oh, I'm going to watch NXT Takeover, but then I know I don't. I just skip it, and the next thing I know, I'm like, oh, I should have watched it, because it was actually pretty good. And then I didn't watch NXT Live because I forgot. It was I forgot the day it was on. It was Saturday, which was stupid, but I did somehow forget. But I managed to watch it during before WrestleMania, right after I got home from church. I was managed to watch that and experience the best thing in my life from Takeover, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, for a long time, I didn't know about NXT either. Like, I heard about it, but I was kind of like, nah, I might not check it out because I never heard. I heard it was good, but for some reason, I kept thinking that I wasn't gonna get into it. And then I sat down and I watched the first NXT Takeover. I think it was back when, might have been back when it was Neville versus Sammy. No, yeah, Kevin Owens. I thought it was Sammy, but I seen that too. But I seen Kevin Owens versus Neville, and it was a great match. Loved it, and the rest of the pay-per-view, that show, because it was just NXT, but the rest of the show was just very well done. I'm like, it made you want to come back and watch the show. And that's the big reason behind why I don't really watch Raw and SmackDown anymore, because for me to watch those shows, it never screams come back the next time. It just says, okay, it's over with. Maybe you come back, or maybe you don't. I mean, it's up to you. No, NXT's explosion of action and wrestling and great characters and memorable characters and giving people chances. And that's the big thing with the main roster is they never give anybody chances. And when they do, they give them a brief chance, and then they job them.
I can't really say that because look what they did to Finn. They didn't job Finn off the back on poor Sammy and Neville, but Neville they kind of did a weird approach to because they pushed him in the beginning. I almost having him beat Seth for the belt when he first debuted. I remember that. I was jumping up and down. And I was like, "Who's this guy? I never seen him before." He's in NXT. He's a great wrestler. And then she fell in love with him because he could wrestle. He's Seth. And then next thing you know, he gets injured and he's gone for a while. He comes back and then he's jobbing out. Same like Sammy. When Sammy debuted, I think he almost beat someone. The only person they didn't job off the back was Kevin Owens.
In WWE?
Yeah.
The main roster?
Yeah, when Sammy
he debuted against Cena. And
he lost.
No, he lost.
No, he beat Cena when he first debuted.
Oh.
Kevin Owens
remember?
Kevin Owens
No, I said no, Sammy's debut was on Cena. I thought you meant he beat Cena because it was for the U.S. Championship Open Challenge.
No. It was Kevin Owens debuted.
Yeah, he debuted and beat Cena, but Sammy didn't. I don't think so. But yeah, he didn't because it was the Open Challenge and he still had it afterwards.
Right.
That was when Sammy got injured and he had to go back.
He was already kind of injured.
Yeah, I don't know if someone said he wasn't 100% ready to come back yet, but. That's Finn Balor. Those are people. There's people like Finn Balor and Shinsuke that I swear if Vince McMahon jobbed them, I would call him crazy, or I would say you're insane, Vince. Why are you making these people jobbers? If they ever even thought of making Finn and Shinsuke jobbers, or Ty Dillinger, or these guys coming from NXT, they've done it before, but the future of NXT. They go on to the next level. They go on to the main roster, and they have to evolve and grow. You cannot just make them jobbers and be like, okay, well you're from NXT, we're gonna put you against Roman Reigns. You're gonna get beat.
You're gonna get killed.
You're gonna get freaking not just beat. You're gonna get destroyed, freaking plumbled into the mat, and you're gonna not be able to get up for 5 days. Not literally, but that's how they probably say it. They're probably like, you're gonna get destroyed. But hey, it's just bullcrap like that. It should not be like that. They're not jobbers. They're legends from NXT. They're the next generation of WWE.
Right. And
they fixed it a lot over the years. You gotta admit that they have fixed that.
they have, but still, like I felt bad. I still feel bad for Sammy because the poor dude just they don't let him do anything. Like they don't let Sammy win. Like I feel beyond terrible.
Sammy still isn't winning.
Like he just sits there and just you're like, really? Like why?
Well, the thing with Sammy is like it's the thing like they made him a jobber and they never changed that.
Right.
It just sort of kept it. They're like, well, he does a good job, so we're gonna just keep on doing it. It's like, no, man. The only time they've changed it is when he fought Kevin Owens.
Match of the year.
Which was freaking fantastic match. Love that match. And honestly, I can't really think of any other big ones. Like, there's been times where he has won. I'll say that. There's been times where he's won Raw, not SmackDown, but Raw. If you did go to SmackDown, it'd be freaking Invasion. But, on Raw, he has beat people. But it hasn't been the level of Kevin Owens. Like, that was the most amazing match I've seen that year. All year, 2016, my favorite match of the year. But after that, he sort of got shelved. And then when he did come out, it was like Braun was destroying him. And if Braun wasn't destroying him, Roman Reigns was destroying him. I'm like, oh my God, this guy can't get a break. During the Rumble, he got destroyed. Had a few eliminations. I think he eliminated a few people, didn't he?
I believe.
But he got destroyed at Mania. I don't remember by who, but I remember he did get destroyed. It was just a shame what happened with Sammy. But the first match on this card, we kind of got a little bit off topic, so sorry for that. But the first match, it was great. Really enjoyed it, and it was a fun time. So what is the very next match on the card, man?
I remember the next one was Alex in Black taking on what was his freaking name? It was that dude who dances.
I can't pronounce his name. I really can't, guys. I know he looks like a Roman Reigns with his hair up in a tie and without the tattoos.
Like
yeah, he's like the guy with like all the white on and the hat.
He didn't have tattoos.
No, he didn't have tattoos. No, what I was saying, he looks like Roman Reigns without the tattoos and his hair in a tie. Like, it kind of does. But it was a really good match too. It surprised me because it kind of took me by surprise because going into it, I didn't know who they were. I was like, who are these guys? And then the minute it starts, you get what's the guy's name? Elias.
Alex in Black. I never wanted to remember Alex in Black because he's like one of my new favorite superstars now.
No, I thought it was Elias.
No, it was Alex in Black.
Alexin. Oh, Alex in Black. Okay, I can say it. Alex in Black. Yeah. I really enjoyed his entrance. Like that really got me kicked into the character because, he raises up out of the fog, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. You do feel a little bit like it's Baron Corbin's, but at the same time, it's a very small hint. Like the rest of it is all his entrance. It wasn't a bad thing. It was just kind of like, that kind of reminds me of Baron Corbin. It wasn't a bad thing though.
Really didn't
at all.
Surprise me about Baron though. Like it didn't look like Baron to me.
No, he has his own look. He's a very serious wrestler, and him going up with this other guy, he like dances and like his pose, like he puts his arms in the air and these fireworks go off. It was a character I was kind of like, well, I don't know. And they started wrestling, and really well done job. They both did some amazing moves, impactful moves, and moves that were just really damaging and freaking crazy.
I'm just gonna call him Black.
Black.
I can't say it's Black. I can't.
Alex in Black.
Yes, I can't say his name. But his finisher, oh my lord, that kick is deadly.
I liked how he like took his knee and he lifted up his head and then he freaking kicked him.
Right.
And he really bought the kick. And I think that the good thing about this pay-per-view that I noticed like was better than the previous pay-per-views that we reviewed in the past is like I think almost every hit in this pay-per-view was realistic. Like you could feel every single punch. and you could feel every single bump in this match. I mean, it was definitely painful to watch at times, especially the last match. Whenever Shinsuke got into the lock,
Oh yeah.
that was painful to see. And there's a lot of times in pay-per-view they get the submission moves, and it's painful to watch. Now, when I seen The Rock versus John Cena at WrestleMania 28, their submission moves, I did not buy them one bit, because when John Cena does his move, the STF, like he pulls their head back, but his arms were not even around Rock's head. So I'm like, you're not even. I know, but he wasn't even like applying any pressure. He was just sort of like holding it there like this, like and screaming. I'm like, I don't really think that this is a good move. And then Rock did his, and then his the same thing. He doesn't like putting any pressure on the move. And I don't know. That was just the problem I had with that match. But yeah, it was a really good match. Not much to say about it because just a very straightforward singles match.
It was good.
Yeah, it was really
I
good.
I like his character a lot.
Yeah, the character is very good, especially at the end of the match where you zoom in on his eyes, on his face. I love his theme music. It's great.
Theme music.
The theme music.
Oh.
That's his theme music. Yeah. It's Sting. No. What is he doing here? No. His theme music is great. Really hardcore rock song, and I really enjoy it. And the match was just a really good time and amazing match. Great wrestling. And we're on to the very next match.
It was the tag team match between TYI or something like that.
Yeah, TYI, I think. Yeah, TYI.
Revival and the freaking Samoas.
Oh, Authors of Pain.
Authors of Pain.
I think.
Well, it is Authors of Pain.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, let me double check that, but it was a really good match. I thought that the match was good wrestling, but me and Colton sort of think the same thing. Like the outcome was what was disappointing about it. But as far as wrestling goes, it was good wrestling though, man. Like some really good moves. Really big fan of the Arrival. Really big fan of what's their name?
TYI.
TYI. Big fan of them as well. I seen them in a couple matches as well, and I also seen Arrival in a few matches as well in the past. And Arrival's been around forever, and they're just great NXT wrestlers, man.
They've been in for a while.
And then you have the Authors of Pain, which they're good. They remind me a lot of Roman Reigns because they have the vest and everything. I'm like, so you're pretty much the Hulk version of Roman Reigns.
Pretty much.
Bald. And it was like they were powerhouses, but at the same time, they were destroying people. You put TYI and the Arrival against these guys who are NXT freaking veterans, and you put them against these newcomers
that are undefeated,
who are undefeated, they're destroying everybody, and they still come out victorious.
Right.
It doesn't make that much sense to me. I mean, Arrival and TYI, they've just been through so much stuff. I've seen so many great matches between them, and great matches with them involved. Like, it's just been seeing them in matches, their wrestling styles, their moves, they're great tag teams. And they're veterans of NXT. And they did a good job in the match. A lot of great moves, a lot of great surprises, a lot of great oohs and ahs and painful moments, moments that make you cringe. And, you're just like, oh, God, I felt that. And it just was elimination, too. So whoever lost, whatever team got eliminated, like twice. Well, really once would be on one team and twice on the other team. But if one person lost, the whole tag team was out. So when one of the TYI guys lost, then the TYI was out of there. And then when one of the Arrival guys lost, they were out of there. And then that's how the Authors of Pain were victorious. And the outcome was pretty poor. It was a great fight, but overall, the outcome was pretty poor. Oh yeah, I forgot to rate these matches. The 5-star rating.
Yeah, they're all pretty much 5.
Yeah, this one was about a 4 though, right? Because of that ending. About a 4 for this match. But now we are on to the very next match, which is. I wish they had the Google sound effects on here still, but they took them off. Google effects.
It was Oksana versus Emma Moon.
That was good. Actually, I still got it on here. That's pretty cool. Although I think they're gonna get rid of it soon, but yeah, Asuka versus who?
Emma Moon.
Yeah, I don't really know her character that much because she's a brand new character, but I'm a big fan of Asuka. But when that second girl came out, I mean, with the freaky eyes, yeah, her freaky hair, her freaky entrance, dude, I was into the character.
Right.
You know, she was an interesting character. That's what I mean. NXT can get you involved so fast. Like, I seriously did not know who half the people were on this pay-per-view. Like, I knew Shinsuke. I knew, I did know The Arrival. I knew TYI. But I didn't know who Bobby Roode was. I didn't know who. Well, I knew Bobby Roode from TNA, but I didn't watch any matches from him before. I knew nothing about Bobby Roode. And also the two guys who fought with your guy, big fan of Black.
Oh, Black.
Yeah, that match was great. I didn't know who they were either. They did a good job. And that's one of the great things about NXT is it can suck you in and you can get involved so fast that it's freaking crazy. Like, you fall in love with NXT so fast, it's freaking insane. And it's so addictive to watch it because you're like, man, that match was great. Man, this match was great. This match was freaking awesome. 5-star match after 5-star match after 5-star match. And that's just how NXT is, man. That's why I love watching it. And that's why from here on I won't be watching the main roster stuff because that's like, well, 3-star here, 4-star, maybe a 5-star once in a while. NXT is amazing all the time, so I'll be watching that probably most of the time. But yeah, on to the next match, which is Asuka.
That match is pretty good. Like, I can't say it, man.
Asuka?
Asuka was being Asuka. She was just having fun, and you could tell she was having fun, and she actually had shoot. But it was pretty good. Like, the match itself, like, it was, I'd give it 5 because the ending was priceless because she pushed the chick into she pushed the ref into the chick.
Yeah.
That was priceless.
What was her name? Luna Moon? Yeah, she did a good job. Really impressed with her performance tonight. And, it's like I told Colton, and in a way, and also he said it too, he was like, in a way, it was a debut of us actually seeing them wrestle because, like, I didn't know who they were, and it was sort of like seeing a debut of a wrestler, but it's not really their debut because they've been on there for a while. But, yeah, it was the debut that we had seen. And it was a cool thing to watch. It was definitely a cool match. Asuka gave it all that she had. Yeah, big fan. Big fan of that match. And the wrestling was great. Chemistry was great. The moves were really well done. The ending, like you said, was great and funny and hilarious. But really good match. I really enjoyed it. I'd give it about a 5. Once again.
It was good.
And the next match was our last match, which is.
It wasn't the last match.
It wasn't? I thought it was.
I don't think it was. I think the next match is. I don't think it was.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there was one more match.
No, it is the last match.
Really?
Yeah, Bobby Roode and Shinsuke.
Hey guys, that was a quick review, but it's a shorter pay-per-view than WrestleMania.
Right.
But the final match of the night, and to be honest, guys, the beginning of the match, I was excited for it. Felt it was great, and then it started wrestling, and I even told Colton, I'm like, I'm liking this so far, but it's just starting off slow. And it was so crazy, man. Like, it started off just basic punches and, you know, a couple good moves here and there, but it was a lot of slow build up. And I was like, oh man, I don't really know, man. And Colton was like watching as well, and I was just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And then Shinsuke comes out of nowhere and delivers this energy that was freaking crazy. And all these moves,
Right.
they were insane. And the damage he took, and Bobby Roode did a good job as well. Now I'm interested in seeing Bobby Roode on NXT because I know who he is now.
He was doing the good thing as a heel. Like he was playing his heel as a good heel.
Yeah, it was a really well done job. But it was a really, really solid match. Shinsuke gave it all he had. And really, there was a lot of points in the match where you thought he was going to lose, and he didn't lose.
Right.
And I think he kicked out about, what, 5, 6 times?
Yeah.
And that's why going from this, watching any of that, and watching the other matches on NXT TakeOver, like, everybody was fighting for everything they got. To go to WrestleMania, there was a match on there with Shane and AJ that was really good, but that's the big deal at the ending, which we'll get to, is that it kind of suffered from that, in my opinion, because um, you know, it was just out of nowhere, and we'll get to that eventually. But you know, NXT Takeover Orlando, it was really good. Yeah, it was freaking classic NXT. Loved it to death. Better than WrestleMania, in my opinion. For me, it's for me because I'm more of an NXT guy than I'm the main roster guy right now. So for me, I thought it was better than WrestleMania. I thought it was really intense. I thought there was more intensity to it than WrestleMania. The story-wise, I think story-wise also stuff was improved than WrestleMania. But yeah, I know. Cohen's like, oh my god, come on, man. But enough of that. But in general, man, NXT Orlando was great, right?
Right.
Takeover was freaking great. So, like I said, I give the show about a 9 out of 10. Maybe even 9.5. I'll give it about 0.5 more. What would you give it?
I'd give it a 10.
Give it a 10. Um, honestly, now you got me second guessing. Now that I think about it, I give it a 10 because you know it's. I agree, man. Because the more I think about it, every match was amazing. The only problem with the pay per view was, and it's not even really a big problem, it's like a small problem. That's the ending to that tag team match.
Right.
You know how they made him so dominant, but it was still a good match, and like every match was amazing. So yeah, definitely would give it 10 stars. I was gonna give 9.5, but you know, it's pretty much as good as it gets. You know, really enjoyed it, and I know this is more of a shorter live review, but yeah, NXT Takeover is like, I don't know, it's really amazing. Really enjoyed it. The reason this video is a little bit shorter than usual is because it's not as many matches. It's much more short than the actual WrestleMania and you know, SummerSlam and stuff like that. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching our quick review on NXT Takeover Orlando 2017. Colton, thank you so much for being the broadcast, bro. And we will see you guys in the very next video.